Hi Filipino learners, my name is JC. Kamusta kayo? In today's VERBSERYE video, we are going to learn how to use the verbs maglaban, lumaban, mag-away, and awayin. Maglaban and lumaban came from the same verb root, which is laban, while mag-away and awayin both came from the verb root away. All of these four are translated as to fight, but how do they differ? I'll explain to you later, but first let me read to you quickly the past, present, and future tenses of these verbs. For maglaban, the past tense is naglaban. Present tense, naglalaban. Future tense, maglalaban. For lumaban, the past tense is also lumaban. Present tense, lumalaban. And future tense, lalaban. Now for mag-away, the past tense is nag-away. Present tense, nag-aaway. Future tense, mag-aaway. For awayin, the past tense is inaway. Present tense, inaaway. And future tense, aawayin. First, let us talk about these two. If by to fight you mean to compete, then that means you should use these verbs. So if by fight you mean to fight in a competition or compete in a rivalry or battle, you use these. Another one is when you want to say fight back. This is specifically for lumaban. Now, for the away verbs, you use these if by to fight you mean to argue with someone or to have a quarrel or confrontation. Also, sometimes by to fight you mean the violent one, like having a brawl with someone, right? If that's what you mean by fight, then you use these verbs also. Now, for awayin specifically, you use this if you want to say to pick a fight or to pick a quarrel or an argument with someone. These three right here are actor-focused verbs, but this one, awayin, is an object-focused verb. And you'll see later how it differs when it comes to forming the sentences. Now, I'll give you some examples on how to form the sentences. Let us begin with lumaban, to compete. Halimbawa, lalaban ako sa ika-31 Southeast Asian Games. I will compete in the 31st Southeast Asian Games. Lumaban si Rabia Mateo sa Miss Universe pageant. Rabia Mateo competed in the Miss Universe pageant. Lumaban ang grupo kahapon. The team or group competed yesterday. And again, you can also use lumaban if you want to say to fight back. Halimbawa, sa susunod, lumaban ka. Next time, you fight back. Lumaban ang mga Pilipino para sa kanilang kalayaan. The Filipinos fought back for their independence. And again, you don't use maglaban if you mean to fight back. It has to be lumaban. Now, maglaban means competing with each other or against one another or competing amongst themselves. So it has to be, or it has to mean with each other or among themselves, okay? Halimbawa, naglalaban ang mga kalahok. The contestants will compete with one another. Naglaban ang mga atleta para sa gintong medalya. The athletes competed for the gold medal. Again, against one another. Naglalaban sina Binibining Venezuela at Binibining Indonesia para sa corona. Miss Venezuela and Miss Indonesia are competing for the crown. Now let us proceed with mag-away. This means to have an argument or quarrel or confrontation with one another. Again, just like maglaban, it has to be with one another or against themselves. Halimbawa, nag-away ang mag-asawa. The married couple fought with one another. Nag-aaway ang magkapatid. The siblings are fighting or having a quarrel or an argument with one another. Nag-aaway ang mga lasing sa labas. The drunk people are fighting or having a brawl outside of the bar. Again, I mentioned this at the beginning. If by to fight you mean having a brawl, then you're going to use mag-away. And lastly, we have awayin. This means to fight with or to pick a fight with. And unlike the other verbs, this one is an object-focused verb. So when forming the Tagalog sentences, the focus is not the doer of action, but the receiver of action. To learn more about that, you may check my video about actor-focused and object-focused verbs. I will also place the links at the upper right corner of this video and at the description. Now, let me give you some examples. Inaway ng estudyante ang kanyang guro. The student fought or argued with his teacher. Inaaway ng bata ang kanyang kalaro. The kid is picking a fight with his or her playmate. Inaaway ni Alvin ang mga dumadaan sa kalsada. Alvin is picking a fight with the people crossing the street. So as you can see, we started the sentences with the verbs and then the doers of action, and then followed by the receivers of action. Now, since awayin is an object-focused verb, for the receivers of action, since they are the focus of the sentence, we use the subject markers before them. And then for the doers of action, we use non-subject markers. Well, there you go. That is it for today's video. If you like this, please give us a thumbs up. And for more videos like this, you may subscribe to this channel. Maraming salamat sa panonood. Sa susunod ulit. Paalam.